Watching Born Supremacy. I remember seeing the first one when I was when it first came out. I think it was in high school, and I never really watched it. I think I kept falling asleep on it. I don't know why. You ever just watch a movie at a time where you're tired and you just never get to watching that movie, and before you know it, you go to watch it, but you're like, oh my god, I've seen this scene before, so you never get to it. But amazing movie, and right now I'm on the second one, The Born Supremacy, and I'm really loving these movies, man. Anyway, today's scene observation is more think about the auditioning process. So basically, where I'm at is we're about to pull up on a scene um, for a guy who booked a co-star where he plays I guess you could say the hotel front desk receptionist, assistant, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's the concierge, but this is really interesting for actors when we go in and we audition for co-star roles, or supporting roles, like is what you would call it in film, and TV would be a co-star. So it's interesting because it's only a few lines, but I've been to acting classes where we ran audition drills, and it's real great to see this because a lot of times what I would see is that it's natural. People can be competitive, but what happens is sometimes everybody runs the same audition drill, and then they all try to do it the best way, which is fine, because everybody's trying to stand out, everybody's trying to be great. So it's kind of a good friendly competition, even if they're not saying they're being competitive. I mean, we know they are. It's natural and it's okay. I believe in friendly competition. Uh, I have an athletic background, so sometimes I'm trying to crush my competitor, but I believe in sportsmanship as well. So it's all good, but we have to be careful with that in acting because it's completely different. Right now we're not on a football field and we're not in a boxing ring and we're not punching each other in the face. So why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because sometimes I would see it happen in different acting classes with different instructors when they would do these drills, and you'd see like, okay, it's great. You're all trying to do your own thing. You're trying to put your flavor into the milkshake, right? It's okay. You want to be chocolate? Well, I'm going to be vanilla, and then say, oh, I'm going to be cookies and cream. You know what I mean? So it's like, but you have to be careful because sometimes people could try so hard to do something and it could come off real good, but then it appears that you're auditioning for the wrong co-star in the wrong genre or just the wrong show. You have to understand from what you gather in those sides. This is for my actors out there because it's something that even us actors who may have the most experience in knowing this, even in our experience, it's easy to miss it. Because you're going to make a mistake. Tom Brady will throw an interception. You have to really look at the sides, what's available to you, and say, okay, I would like to do this, but does that really fit the scene? Better yet, does that fit the tone? Let's put it that way. Does that fit the tone? So let's get to what I'm talking about. So there's a co-star, well, supporting, and he has a few lines. He's checking Jason Bourne in. Obviously, he doesn't know who he's Jason Bourne. So let's get to it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's get to where we're going. Remember, this is a very intense movie, action, has some drama in it, and there's an action. Here we go.
How can I help you?
Yeah, hi, I want to get a room for the night.
Do you have a reservation?
No. Actually, is room 645 available? I've stayed there before.
I'm sorry, sir, that room is occupied. How about room 644? It's right across the hall. Sir? 644?
It's fine. Thank you.
I just need your passport and the signature.
Now, we're going to get back to this moment.
Have a nice night.
Now, obviously, the actor who booked that role, he has a look. They see that headshot, they say, he looks like a guy who would work in this setting, right? A guy like that has a better chance at getting brought in for the audition before someone with my look does, right? But if the casting director knows me or wants to get to know me or knows that, hey, Dominic Costa is a really good actor, really would like to get him in here. I know he's capable of doing anything, even though he doesn't have this look, but maybe they'll say, hey, he'll do such a good job, we'll bring him in, right? I bring it up because we have to understand the look. Most of the time, it's not going to be a guy that looks like me that gets brought in for that role. Okay, so now we see the foundation. This guy has the look. They're going to look at his headshot. They're going to bring him in. He comes in. He does his thing. Now, what's this have to do with what I was saying with being in an acting class where they're practicing auditioning and they come across a scene like this? Well, if someone tends to be more of a comedic actor, or if some other actor just knows, hey, we're all going to watch these. We're all going to try and see who gives the best line read. Because it's only a few lines, and you're doing your best to show how good you are, right? But you have to be careful with that because – you can't try to throw, you can't be throwing left straights and these bomb hooks with these bomb overhands the whole fight. You got to pump the jab. So here goes the moment I'm referring to, and it could be a trap for actors, myself included.
Yeah,
Jason Bourne comes up
for the night.
do you have a reservation?
No.
handled very nicely. Now, let me get to the moment. The trap. The trap
Actually,
is
is room
filtered.
645 available? I've stayed there before.
Now, real quick, I'm going to hit pause. This isn't the trap I'm going to get to, but this actor handles that real nicely because he comes off a bit intense. He wants a particular room, right? It's like, okay, sure. He's probably not thinking anything of it. He's not saying that this guy must be a secret agent. You know what I mean? So, but there's a certain energy that Matt Damon's given off in his character, obviously, that the guy just says, okay, but he just does it nicely. He lets it register. He doesn't try to give anything up. He's not supposed to know anything. He's just a regular guy. So now let's get to the moment. This is the trap.
That room is occupied. How about room 644? It's right across the hall. Sir? 644?
Look at him. Perfect.
Thank you.
Now that's the moment I'm talking about. So I can imagine being in class. And listen, if I had the sides in my hand, I would see it too. And I would look at it and say, there is an opportunity to get a laugh, right? Because if you had the sides where it says the guy zones off over here, you might say, sir, maybe you want to be like a smart ass to where it'd be kind of funny, or you get to look kind of cool, like sir, 644. Hello. Like you might want to do something like, hey, somebody who's really comedic, who tends to love to be comedic, right? Might do something crazy with some type of eye movement. Like you could just see people doing everything with their creative energy as they sit there and have time to work with it, and might want to think of something. A funny female with a certain flavor might want to bring something different to that. Like you could just see people thinking things, and even like a regular guy like myself, maybe there could be a moment where I might be like, sir, you there? Like I got other people to check in. Like actors could add all kinds of backstories. Like maybe even an actor might think, okay, this guy probably has to pee or he has to go on his lunch break. So, sir, 644. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just throwing stuff off the top here, but imagine it's limitless, all the ideas you could have thought of if you had those sides in your hand. Now it's different for you solve a scene, but imagine you didn't see the scene and you had the lines. What would you think to say in class? Where and remember that comedy, it wouldn't match the tone. So if you tried to be a smart ass, like, sir, 644. Like, are you there? I thought you really wanted a room. Like, I have all day here. I want to get back to my phone, look at Facebook. Or I want to go watch YouTube, or I want to eat my sandwich. Like, there's a million things that you could think, right? But none of it. They're all good creative choices. But I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you could have a great creative choice where you think you're taking a risk or you're really going for it, but it's kind of, how can I say, it's kind of a selfish choice, because it doesn't match the tone of the sides in your hand, the script pages in your hand. You're not going to have the whole script for an audition like this. You're probably only going to have one page, but you're looking at it, okay, secret agent film, action, military, covert ops, special ops thing. Oh shit, I saw the first one. Okay, this definitely doesn't match that. You're just going to be cool. You're in a prestigious hotel. So you're just going to play it exactly like that guy did, and he gave it the perfect energy where he's like, "Sir, 644." Like he was very nice, like you're there, sir. But it was very nice, man. And like when as an actor, most people they're going to watch this, they're never going to pay attention to that guy. But when you're an actor like myself, and if you're an actor watching this, which I'm expecting you to be, because a lot of actors follow me, and I follow a lot of actors, but like I look for these kinds of moments sometimes because it's easy. We have the whole movie to watch the lead and the main supporting characters, but these little small supporting roles, like with this guy,
How about room 644?
this guy right here, I look for this stuff because I like to see magic in people who only had a few lines. And who knows, maybe this guy has a bunch of new stuff out, maybe he blew up, maybe he got his own show. I have no idea. But I look at him, I say, this is a guy who's got some skills because right here, how he handled that moment.
Sir?
Watch it again.
644.
It's fine. Thank
Uh-huh.
you.
I just need your passport and the signature right here, please.
I just love it. I want to pause on his facial
Room
expression.
644 is right across the hall.
Now you hear him say, "How about room 644, sir, across the hall?" You realize he doesn't have his attention,
Sir?
sir.
640.
Look at his face. Like, I wish I could get all this away. It's like in the way, but look at his face. Like, if you watch it, like, there's a bit of a grin. Sort of your attention. He's being polite. He's doing his job, and there's a little funniness. Like, hey, sir, you there? But
44.
It's fine. Thank you.
I just need your passport and the signature right here, please.
it just look how like. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, the actor's doing nothing," because it's an easy way to just say, "Don't overact." But the guy's doing so much. It's just that it's all contained. You know what I mean? It's all contained. Like if you throw a jab, there's a lot of power behind the jab, and you're really hurting your opponent. But of course, doesn't have as much power as a right hook. You know what I mean? But like, point is, you got to be very skilled to throw the jab, double jab especially. So here, just pump that jab, baby. Look at the charm in the guy's face too.
How about room 644 is right across the hall? Sir? 644.
Perfect.
It's fine. Thank you.
I just need your passport
No wonder
and
he
the
booked it.
signature.
So that's all I really want to talk about. But yeah, like I was saying, because like if you were in a classroom right now, naturally you all know you're going to watch each other, or even if you don't watch each other, you know that like you might be competing for your coach's approval or affection that you came in and you did something so wonderful that nobody else saw. And I think the more experienced you get, the more you learn that you have to avoid that trap where you just have to go in. Of course, you put your fingerprint on it, but remember that there's only so much room to maneuver there. There's only so much room to maneuver there and not to get carried away with it because, as you can see, this is very subtle. But the guy, I mean, brilliant choice. But if you got those sides in your hand, like I said, the tone of this. You could already feel the tone of the script. You didn't even have to see the movie. You already know that nothing big or over the top is to be done here. And that's powerful acting, to just have that confidence in yourself that you're making a good decision because you didn't do something that was super comedic or super dramatic. So you're not doing nothing. It just gives the illusion that you're doing nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I just really want to point it out. Great acting. And as you can see, guys, like when we pay attention to it, you could just look at these moments and you could just be like, man, look at this small supporting role right here, and really did his thing. That actor really did their thing right there. It was really amazing. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. Obviously, we know Matt Damon is phenomenal, one of the best actors of his generation. I love Matt Damon. I think he's just an amazing actor. Everything I see him in, I love. All right, guys, so it's your boy Dominic Costa. Follow me, Dominic Costa 215. Much love.